Assalamu alaikum, family. Peace, healing, and light. And welcome back to another episode of Healing with Angelica's podcast, where we discuss all things healing. And if you are new to the show, welcome, beautiful souls. On today's episode, I have a beautiful returning guest, my Sister Ramyiah, as we'll be discussing today's topic, harmony in motion. Sister Ramyiah, welcome back, and thank you so much for joining me again today. How are you?
I'm good, and you? And thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It is a pleasure to have you on a show again. All praises due to Allah. Now, for those who don't know who Miss Sister Ramyiah X is, please do you mind letting our audience know just a little bit more about you?
Yes, so as my bio has stated, I'm a striving Muslim and a student of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm a college student. I'm in my last year, and I'm a dancer.
Yes, praise be to Allah, Sister Ramyiah. Thank you so much for that. Now let's get started on today's episode, Harmony in Motion. And please, for my audience today, do not hesitate to put any questions you may have for me or my guest, Sister Ramyiah, in the comment box below. Now, let's talk about the healing power of dancing. Dancing promotes wellness by strengthening the immune system through muscular actions and psychological processes. Dancing conditions and individuals Dancing conditions an individual to moderate, eliminate, or avoid tension, chronic fatigue, and other disabling conditions that result from the effects of stress. Now, that was just a little bit just about the benefits of dancing. However, dancing promotes so many different things when it comes to our well being. And that brings me to my first question for you, Sister Ramyiah. Before we get deep into the discussion about dancing, let's just start off with how your journey began with dancing.
Yes, ma'am. That's a beautiful question, and thank you for stating those benefits of dance because there are many, which I would love to add to. My journey of dance began when I was a little girl, like it was so little. I believe I was either 2 or 3. My mom put me in my first dance class. Um, I switched between tap and ballet, and ballet was nice. Tap was really nice. My teacher said that I had a very good sense of rhythm, and I furthered my dance because I love dance. Like it was just something that really resonated with my spirit. And amongst other gifts, it was the one gift Allah never let me get too far from.
Mm.
And I seen that as a sign this is something a part of my purpose, my mission. And when I got to high school, I started training again. Um, I did pom, I did jazz dance. That was my first year of high school. So I was a freshman. And then my last year, like during my last year of high school, um, I joined the team again, and we brought our teams to sectionals and to state. And that was our team's first time ever going to state or sectionals, the dance team specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So it was an honor to be a part of that because we set history in
Mm.
that way. And then I became a dance major in college. And this is where my turning point occurred. um, I became a dance major. I had to audition to be a dance major. So Allah allowed me to do that. But when I became one, I started to, in a way, despise dance because my body became my grade.
Mm.
And the kind of dancing that I had to do in certain aspects or the type of clothes that I had to wear. I was like, this isn't the world of dance that I am interested in building, especially coming into Islam.
Mm-hmm.
Became a dance major, I was not in the teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it wasn't until a few months after I became a dance major in my junior year that I came into the teachings. I sent a letter to become part of the teachings October 31st.
Oh, wow.
I was at rock bottom.
Mm.
Um, and I was like, something has got to give. But when I joined the ranks, which was January 22nd of 2022, I decided to leave that school and I decided to leave dance as a major because my passion for dance began to dwindle. And that's a dangerous place to be when
Mm.
passion is tampered with. And I said a lot, I don't really know what you're going to do with me. I don't know what you're going to do with dance if I go back home to Chicago. I don't really know what you're going to do. And I'm like, and is dance even in Islam? Because I
Yeah.
didn't see anyone doing it. And I said, you know what, Allah? I said, you got this. All I did was obey.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't quite understand. I'm like, dance is here. Dance wasn't at my school in Chicago, the school I'm at now. They don't have dance as a major. Um, and so I majored in psychology because I love psychology. But um, they didn't have dance at this school. And so I'm like, Allah, what are we going to do? So just recently, it wasn't until recently, I had an opportunity to dance before the believers with another sister. And so I seen that as confirmation that Allah is absolutely guiding me. It just may not have happened when I wanted it to.
Mm-hmm.
And he sent me a sister who dances like myself, and I was just so thankful for that because I didn't want to be the first. But he said, okay, I'm going to still make you do what you have not yet seen.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and I really thank Allah for guiding me in that way and sending me someone to help develop me because the sister that I dance with now is absolutely helping to develop me. So that's been my journey.
Yes, yes. Praise be to Allah. I love that, sis. And you were saying you were in a period, like a dangerous period of just basically having to make a decision as to what you love and then, what you were coming into when it was, with Islam and stuff. And then also you not knowing that if this even okay for me to do, you know? And I'm glad we are, like I said, talking about this, and I mentioned to you before because we have a lot of women, um and it always depending on what it is in particular, but we do have women that may think that there are certain things they just have to completely stop once they pursue Islam, or change their life around and submit themselves to Allah. But I truly believe that Allah is able to magnify whatever your talents is, but in a righteous way,
That's it.
right? So me, look, I think I joined a nation. It's only been a year. It's only been a year. I only joined a nation a year ago, and just from what I see, I've never seen anyone like dancing or doing what you do, and I think that's beautiful because it's like like I said, we have women that's in the nation or not even in the nation or probably interested in joining and seeing us, and of course we have to put on that clean glass, but at the end of the day, we're still human, and you know, that doesn't mean that our talents is wasted. So he did not waste your talents. So I love that, we brought that up and we're talking about this. So praise be to Eliza. So I wanted to dive just a little deep about just how were you able to I would say transition the were you okay because you had did a lot of different dancing. You said you did jazz. You did a lot. So, was there anything in particular that you had to change to accommodate Islam?
That's a good question. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, certainly. I would say taking the sensuality out of my movement, and that's for the better because dance is a language.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you're expressing something, whether it's an idea, truth, falsehood, you're still expressing something. It's a symbol of something, it's information, much like DNA is information. And I feel like dance for me has always been a way of communicating emotions when words just don't suffice. So, yes, I've had to take the by first by first restraining my passions. I'll
Mm-hmm.
say that that slowly started to move out of me. I didn't really have a desire to be sensual in my movement, even though I'm a woman. Sensuality isn't all that I am. I have that, and I didn't kill that about myself, but I have to place it in its right place.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I definitely have had to move away from that and allow Allah to shape my movement and the way that I move. And I'm still refining myself right now,
Mm-hmm.
currently. And like even movements that come from that African diaspora, like Mufundala. I don't know if anyone is familiar with that, but it's a Western African contemporary dance. I love Mufundala, okay? But with certain movements, I get a little passionate, and then I don't realize that I may be putting out something different than I intended.
Mm-hmm.
I really have to watch what I'm doing. Like dance is truly a science. I
Yeah.
have to watch what I'm doing. So yes, ma'am, I have had to change things.
Yes. So I love the fact that you said that you had to basically adjust the sensuality of your movement, right, when you're dancing.
Mhm.
And that makes me think, for the most part, when we're dancing, we're listening to music, right? And a lot of the times, well, especially in this generation right now, a lot of the times the type of music that we're listening to, I believe, contributes into the way that our body reacts as far as wanting to move. Like you're hearing something hype and crump, you move in that way. You want to get crunk, you know. You hear something elegant and slow, and your body is responding to the music that you're hearing, right? So, and I'm glad you was able to bring that up because this is not a question that I actually wrote, but it's a question in my mind right now because now it makes me think about how important it is that we really be mindful of the type of music that we're listening to because you can see how it can contribute into the way that your body reacts as far as moving if you're a dancer or if you're dancing, right? So do you mind just elaborating just a little bit about because I mean, you do have some people that they just dance. They don't listen to music, but most I'm not saying they don't listen to music, but they don't use music to dance. But for the most part, we dance because we're listening to the music. So how has music nowadays contribute to the over sensuality of dancing now with women?
That is such a good question. I'll answer it to the best of my ability. Like just off bat, I would say I don't know, but if I think about it a little deeper, um, it reminds me of what I learned at the Reiki retreat I went to with Dr. Imam Muhammad.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful sister. But I'll save that for another time. She went into, and I'm just paraphrasing, she went into how a lot of the music we listen to speaks to the lower parts of us, lower parts
Mm-hmm.
of our chakra, like the root chakra, right? The root chakra isn't bad. That's not a bad place. it's an energy center, just like your solar plexus, your throat chakra, your third eye, you
Mm-hmm.
know? But it's how you use it. And so when we hear like the lower notes, it's speaking to our lower chakra. And we often see that a lot of the movement that we see when we listen to certain songs with that low frequency, there's a lot of movement in the hips, hip area, in the behind area, because that's where your root chakra is. And that's really all I can think of regarding that. Like, I think that certain music, certain frequencies speak to certain energy centers of the body. And if you don't have the knowledge of how to alchemize that energy, then it's just like, you become under the influence spiritually.
Mm. Yes, you answered that. So I would have never thought of that. Like, wow, praise be to Allah. I love that. That was a beautiful answer because if we don't understand the fact of how we are, we are really energy sensors, right? Like we can take in a lot of energy. Like, and even in my time frame of just and oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I got to bear witness real quick. All praises due to Allah for Islam. I'm just so grateful. I'm about to cry. Anyway, but
Mhm.
just being able to understand and have that knowledge, like, and also knowing how we're really we are energy sensors, we are frequencies, and a lot of the things that we feed ourselves from the music, from what we put in our mouth, from what we see, are contributing to the way that we are reacting to certain things, and one is like music. So you find a lot of us in this time that we love music. Who doesn't like music? But I just believe that because of the ways of this world and the type of music that has been promoted, it is only been from my perspective and how you broke down just the energy sensors of the body, how it's really targeting the root chakra, but not in its positive way.
Right.
So I love that you brought that up, and you're gonna make me look into that a little bit more because I like that.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes. Oh my God. Praise be to Allah. Yes, sis. Yes, sis. So, now back into dancing, I'll talk a little bit about the music because it just made me think like, that music is just so powerful. So now dancing, I can say that when I was a little girl, I used to love dancing. Absolutely love it. I can get my mom on here right now. She would tell you I would be in there break dancing. Now, the type of dancing I was doing, I thought I was Sierra. I was crunk dancing,
Uh-huh.
this stuff like doing the splits, like that that rough and kind of aggressive. But when I think about the type of dancing I was doing and why I enjoyed it, it was a way for me to express the way I was feeling when I was younger and not being able to express a certain side of me. I was able to express myself more through dancing and just in my way it was a form of releasing, like just
Yeah.
going crazy and dancing in that way, right? So I wanted to know like how has how has dancing for you been able to help you grow and connect in a way that's been beneficial to your mental and your spiritual growth?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'll start by saying that dance for me has always been a storehouse of full and complete restoration. Much like you, that was my way of releasing. Like, I've never been like what can I say, a talker in a sense of I can just simply say how I'm feeling with words. I've always been one to write or dance or do something, color, anything but talk. But it has been my avenue of releasing suppressed emotions, releasing stagnant energy, releasing toxins from my body, because we sweat through our pores when we're dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've released troubled thoughts like that. Dance has nourished my body, enriched my experience. I could be going through hell, but after I dance, I'm in heaven, because that is my release. That's my ministry to my
Mm-hmm.
creator. And I'm in direct meditation with him when I'm
Mm-hmm.
dancing. So everything else around me don't even matter.
Yes.
I'm connected with him. Much like when we make it salat. I'm not saying dance is salat, because it's not. But it's that same feeling for me. Nobody else matters but me and Allah in this moment. So it's a meditation. It's a um, reverence, rather, to Allah, thanking Him for whatever it is I'm going through. It's a prayer. And I actually wanted to share something that Queen Afua stated in her book. I wrote it down because I had a feeling this would come up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she said on page 189 in Sacred Woman, she said, with dance, even if I trip over my feet and land on the floor, it doesn't matter. Because when I dance, I can do no wrong. Because it ain't about the steps, it's about the spirit that absolutely fills me. When I raise my arms, the divine moves in me. When I kick my leg, the divine is working brilliantly through me. When I contract and release, my world is renewed. And she went also into how every single step she takes is a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, alhamdulillah, because I can relate to that so much. And I resonate with the title of this podcast, Harmony in Motion, or this podcast episode, rather,
Yeah.
Harmony in Motion, because when we are in prayer, we are in harmony with Allah. We're in tune with Allah, our angels, the cosmos. And that's exactly how I feel when I'm dancing. Like I'm accessing higher dimensions of consciousness. We're taught that, I know in Force and Power of Being, um, Minister Ava Muhammad mentioned that when we pray, we are in the fourth and fifth dimension.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely feel like I'm accessing something up there.
Yeah.
I'm accessing something different than the reality that I'm in, because the way that I feel is just unreal,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So dance is just more than movement to me. It's my way of taking care of me and loving me and boosting my self confidence in my love for God, because He instilled this in me for a reason, you know. So,
Yes, yes. Praise be to Allah. Wow. That was some gems right there. Queen Afua. I know she had I had read one of her books while I was in my journey of healing. I think this was one of her first books. But she would talk about dancing and how she would dance and move, and how it helps release certain traumas, sensors in the body. And that just shows just how we have become so disconnected. I truly believe, just within ourselves, and disconnected with our source, Allah God. A lot of the times we use different type of sources to try to get over, life difficulties. When Allah has created us to endure struggle, but He did not bring us here. And I say this all the time. He did not bring us here without any instructions, a
right,
manual. Like, He didn't just leave us, get us here lost. So I just wanted to bring that up because it's just so sad how we became so disconnected within ourselves, and just the power of just the things that we can do to heal ourselves from trauma, stress, whatever it is that you may be going through, that we don't take those simple things like dancing or meditating or praying to help alleviate those burdens. So
Right.
praise be to Eliza. So oh, this is interesting to me. I'm glad we talked about this because this made me remember that I used to dance a lot. I used to really dance so much, but the way I was dancing, the dancing that we are taught wasn't the typical. I ain't gonna say typical, but it's not really the kind of dancing we should be doing. So let's talk about just how. What do you believe? Not what do you believe, but how do you think dancing for our generation and the younger generation, the way that we dance, how do you believe if we could change the way that we dance and eliminate what is it called, the sensuality of dancing? How do you believe if we could remove that from this era of dancing, how much of a benefit that we will have when it comes to just our connection with ourself and the creator?
Yes. Can you like repeat that again? So it's gonna
Yeah,
like okay.
no, you're fine. So basically, what is your thoughts on us being able to change the way that we dance
Mm-hmm.
as far as eliminating the sensuality of dancing and dancing with more, well, not the sensuality of dancing, how much alleviating that will benefit us now,
Mm-hmm.
eliminating the sensuality of dancing sexually now.
Hmm.
I hope I'm asking that right. If I'm not, I can repeat it again.
I think I'm understanding it right. I guess it'll depend on how I answer to see if I understand. um, how how can we alleviate, or how would it alleviate?
How would it benefit the younger generation or our generation if we would remove the sensuality of dancing, the
Got it.
sexuality or the sensuality of dancing? Because it's a lot of that, and the younger children are seeing, twerking and all this stuff, and you see little girls like, hold on, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
so we got our children operating in their lower frequency just from the way they're dancing.
Right.
So
So how can it? Yes, ma'am. I think I understand now. How can that benefit by removing that sensuality
yeah,
out of this dance today? I believe that it can benefit us um, by speaking to the God in us, because the God in us, and I heard the minister say this earlier in a lecture, which I will get the title for you now. Give me 1 second.
yes, ma'am.
Healing Begins in the Mind by the Honorable Minister Ms. Farrakhan. He mentioned that God spelled backwards is DOG. And I feel like when we do things like that, if you look at certain art or certain images, a lot of the colors, even the pride flag, the colors are backwards on the chakras. For example, the
Mm,
chakra is the pride flag. If I'm not mistaken, it's the other way around. So the
mm, mm,
pride flag has the root chakra first, the lowest chakra. But when you look at the chakras on the body, your crown chakra is first. So I feel like if we just flip this thing around and we operate more up here
mm.
and not down here, swiveling our hips and stuff, like that's great. You can do that in the private time, but again, that is where you place your
Mm-hmm.
sensuality. That's where the issue is. Like that, there's a place and a time for that, you
Yeah,
know.
Mm-hmm.
Dance is to express something, a message, but there's a time and a place. If we trying to resurrect the dead, that's not the, that's not the place to do it. That is not the area to do it. You will never see me dancing in front of believers, swiveling my hips. You will never see it because that's me speaking to the dog in me. That's
Mm-hmm.
what it is. I'm not speaking to the guy. I'm speaking to the direct opposite. And I don't want that. So I want to operate where God resides. And I feel like that's in the higher dimensions. I don't want to operate low. I don't want to do that. So I think that taking sensuality out of our presentation to the dead, rather, um, will elevate us. I mean, that's really my answer. Like, I think if we stay away from the low frequencies, um, and the movement that those frequencies call for,
Mm-hmm.
then we can really do something with that. We can really elevate our people. Because our people, we love entertainment. I don't just see dance as necessarily entertainment. I'm telling a story. I'm letting my ancestors speak through me. I'm telling their story. I'm expressing what I would like my children to experience. I'm expressing the African American or Black, whatever you want to call it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
expressing that experience through my body. So to me, it's like I'm kind of like a book, but just in motion. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
but in motion. I'm not, may not be using words, but I'm still telling you something that you feel in your bones when you see me move, because there's something that I'm doing, whether it's a symbol, like, like the video we had posted with the dance, we did like Egyptian arms,
Mm-hmm.
right? But that speaks, it's information to remind you about something.
Yes.
So I just think it's all about like, let's study. Let's study what it is that we need to study. That's why I said in my bio, I'm a striving Muslim. I'm not perfect. Striving Muslim, student of the Honorable Minister Ms. Farrakhan, because a lot of the dance moves that I do, I read it first. I read it and I took it and turned it into a movement. So yeah, that's all I really have with that.
Yes, yes, yes. That was beautiful. I love you broke it down, sis. Praise be to Allah. And it's like you brought us something that's so powerful, right? So powerful because for one, there's nothing like a made up mind. And also, we also have to be aware of, I want to say, the way that we are, the way that we think,
Yeah,
right? You brought up something. You brought up the fact of dancing isn't entertainment for me. You know, dancing is healing for me. Dancing does this for me, right? So, because we don't have the right perspective of dancing, we don't have the correct spirit when it comes into dancing. A lot of the times we're doing this and not seeing how much it is actually lowering our frequency, the way that we are dancing and what we're bringing on to ourselves, especially with, us women dancing in such a sensual way, right? Like you said, you can do it at home, it's a
yeah,
time and place for that. We're not saying like, don't be sensual. We're not saying, because that's a part of us as women.
yeah,
But it brings me back to the fact of just how, as a woman, as we know, like when we cover our heads up and we wear those garments, like the way that we move our body also is a protection for us as well. Like you out here gyrating, what are you expecting to get from the opposite sex? The man is a man and it is what it is. But a lot of the times And I can be honest and say this, a lot of the times as women, we don't see how much we can contribute to the downfall when it comes to our relationship with men because we don't know ourselves, we don't know our value, and we don't know how much, if we can gain control of ourselves, even just by the way you move in your body, the way you walk, the way you look, how much we can control ourselves and control I believe we can control some of the behavior when it comes to our men as well, and just the things that we see going on in the world as far as, rape and all of that. So this is really taking me deep into the perspective of dancing. Like, what is your perspective of dancing? And you have such a beautiful perspective of it because it's just not entertainment for you. You're telling a story. And I love, and I wrote this down, I'm going to quote this too. You said, dancing is a language. You're telling a story. Like, and when I seen the video, I love that video that you did at the
The
mosque,
community
Chicago.
event. Yeah.
So beautiful in the way that you are moving. Like, if someone is really looking into you and looking at that, and just looking at the way you're moving, you really are telling a story. I'm so upset that I can't post the video. That's why I asked for the video, because I wanted to share the video of you dancing, but unfortunately, it's not happening. So, yeah. But do you have the video on your page?
I do not. I only posted it on my story, but
Okay.
inshallah, I'll upload it.
Okay, I just thought it was so beautiful, and just the way you were dancing, and it is giving us information. It's letting us know, like, okay, why are you moving like that? What is she doing? What are you trying to tell me without actually speaking and talking? So all praises is due to Allah, Sister Ramyiah. And if you all are enjoying this episode just as well as I am, please show your support by donating today to Cash App $ Healing with Angelica to help sustain future episodes just like this. Also, if you are enjoying all of the episodes here on Closing the Gap broadcast, CTG broadcast, please show your support as well by donating today. Information to donate will be shown on your screen below. I absolutely love you all, and we'll get back to the show. Today's show, Harmony and Motion, with Sister Ramyiah. So, I do have a few more questions today's before we end today's show. Now, we can really go in deep when it comes to dancing, because dancing has such a history to it. And as you can tell, just as history, not repeat itself, but it's growing, and you got the new generation, a lot of the dancing has unfortunately changed, right? So, I want to just talk more about your experience with having to, I want to say, being able to dance to be able to help you with being creative in any of your other aspects in life. Like, how has dancing been able to help you creative when it comes to business, school, work, or life in general?
Hmm. That's a good question, and I don't know. I haven't thought on that because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I feel like I'm just creative in so many ways. I never just sat and thought about how dance specifically has helped me to create in other avenues. But if we ever do have a part two, I'll mention it then. I just need time to think on
Yeah.
that.
Oh no, you fine, sis. Listen, I'll be over here. I'll be coming up with
I
these.
know.
I was trying to make them in debt. Like, I don't know. You're fine, says praise be to Allah. Yeah, so I did have one more question to ask you now. For those who love dancing, we need some advice here, sis. I think Sister Ramyiah can give us some good advice here. What advice do you have for a sister that's in the nation that is having a hard time keeping her talent in line with the teachings?
Mm. Um, the first thing I think of is to pray to Allah because nobody can tell you how to utilize your gift that Allah gave you but the Creator Himself. Nobody can tell you that. You know, I would also say to work towards it because after prayer, I mean, prayer is just part of the work. You have to actually go to work to bring into existence what it is that you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And just remember, at the end of the day, no gift is less than another. No talent is less than another. Your talent and your gift was given to you purposefully. Is that a word or is it purposely?
Mm-hmm. Now I get purposefully.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna go with it. Purposely. So your gift was given to you on purpose. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
And you are in this nation for a reason. We are all nation builders. We all have something to bring to our nation,
Mm-hmm.
right? So embrace that and really study what it is that your gift is. I know for me, Allah blessed me to make it into my major as a dance major. Even though I did leave it, I learned the history of dance.
Mm-hmm.
I learned the different experiences of dance. I learned, where some of the dances were originated and why they came about. So knowing that kind of stuff is very important in the work that you'll be doing. I would also say surround yourself with like-minded people because a lot of times it can feel like people who don't share the same gift as you or don't understand your gifts, even though they may be good people, it can also like just for me in my experience, it has drained my desire to be in tune with my gift because I'm just like, what am I supposed to do with it? I'm
Mm-hmm.
supposed to do with my gift. Everyone around me is doctors and lawyers and I mean whatever their gift may I don't know, whatever profession they may choose or whatever they're gifted at, it just wasn't meshing with my gift. I didn't know how to um, see my gift and that person or those people didn't know how to mine out of me my
Yeah.
gift or see value in it. So I would say surround yourself with like-minded people. And that can be hard depending on what your gift is. Like I know for dance, I struggle because again, nobody, I know a lot of dancers outside the nation, but I'm trying to build a new world, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find sisters in the nation, and I just like recently finding my sisters. And so, yeah, put yourself out there too so that people can see you, so that you don't feel like you're the only one doing something, and so that others can feel like they have a voice in whatever it is that you're doing. I remember a sister after my performance, she reminded me of something she said at an earlier date. She told me before, she was like, sis, dance is impossible in Islam. I was like, huh? It's not what? Like, I couldn't believe she said that because I'm like, sister, it just only told me in that moment how I may be hiding. So I put that on myself because I'm
Mm.
like, maybe it's something that I'm not doing that makes you feel as though that's not possible. Because I know I'm a dancer.
Yeah.
And I know I'm dancing in
Like,
my
oh no way.
right. And I know, but I'm hiding because I didn't at the time I didn't have any dance videos up. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have anything. So I felt that like an obligation to do what you've been told to do. And that's to share the dance, share what you do so that other sisters or even other brothers, because we got brothers that dance too,
Mm-hmm.
share what it is that you do so that people can see you and feel inspired. But I think a lot of times we don't talk about how scary that can be, when you don't see anyone else doing something. For the first time, you feel like you'll be that one doing it. That's scary.
Yeah.
You're scared to mess up. And I have messed up many times. But I had to start somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still going. And I'm still not perfect. And I just pray to Allah He continues to refine what it is that I do. But those are the three things that I really think about. Pray, go to work at it, surround yourself with people who are like minded, or at least people who nurture what's in you, who know what's in you, and
Mm-hmm.
can mine that out of you, and you mine that out of them. So those are the three things I think about. And study. If you study and you striving to be righteous, you will find what it is that you are supposed to be doing, and you will know how to do it efficiently. So study.
Yes, ma'am. So beautiful. All praises is due to Allah. So I just want to say thank you so much, Sister Ramyiah, for joining us today to talk about this beautiful topic, harmony in motion. Like when I hear that, it's just like, praise be to Allah. I would also like to thank my amazing audience and healing tribe for joining us today. I pray that today's episode was informative, valuable, and healing for you all. Also, be sure to share, like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any upcoming episodes on your favorite podcast station. Closing the Gap broadcast on Facebook, CZT broadcast on YouTube, and Healing with Angelica podcast on Facebook and YouTube to help spread this message of healing to those in need. Also, if you know anyone that is in need of healing, I also would like to share that I have a healing coaching call. I am offering 101s to help get you started on your healing journey. More information to schedule will be shown on the screen below. Give me a moment. Let me see if I can show it. Oh, there you go. So if you guys are interested, this is the information. If you're ready to start your healing journey, I am here to assist you on that. Also, I have Healing Tribe merch as well. I'll show you guys a few Healing Tribe merch if you guys are interested in the merch and would like to join a Healing Tribe. We would love to have you aboard. Our praises is due to Allah. And also a friendly reminder that any purchases that you make is helping to sustain and support Healing with Angelica. So please keep that in mind. And as we are, inshallah, also expanding. Also, if you know anyone or if yourself is in need of any prayer, Helen with Angelica would like to send a special prayer to you. And you can do this by emailing us at healwithangelica@yahoo.com. Also, before we end today's show, I would like to give closing remarks and give you guys a mantra to leave for today. So we have here, I have so much to offer. I have so much to offer. I am a blessing to this world. God gave me special gifts to help others. He created me with a special purpose. All praises is due to
Alhamdulillah.
God. Sister Ramyiah, I know we had that last question, but before we end today's show, I always let the guests in the show out with closing remarks. Sis, do you have any closing remarks for our audience today?
Yes, ma'am. I just want to first say thank you for having me, Sister Angelica. This was very beautiful, and anytime I'm on here is very healing. I feel like I just got a Reiki session for real. This is very healing. And to the audience, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your attention. And I really appreciate you all. Much love. Really.
Yes, ma'am. All praises due to Allah. And yes, you guys can also follow my beautiful guest here, Sister Ramyiah. I know my sister don't. She been kind of like back and forth on the social media. I feel it, girl. I listen. Yes, I understand. Sometimes we need a break. I
Yes.
did. Y'all ain't catch that episode I did about social media. Check it out. I did it a few weeks ago with Brother Went for X. So yeah, definitely check my sister out on IG. Have it down here on the screen below. And again, I want to say I love you all so much. I want to thank you all again for joining us today. Thank you all for your support. Healing with Angelica is planning to expand. I'm really planning to expand. So there may be not there may be there will be a lot of changes that you guys will see coming up within this new year. So I just ask that you guys just be patient with me and just please continue to support, as this show is something that Allah has blessed me to do, and also a way for me to be able to use what Allah has given me and spread my word and things that I've been through in regards to healing, and also allow others to share their journey of healing. Because, like I said, we're all on a healing journey, but we should not have to heal alone. That's my quota. So, all praises due to Allah. I love you all, and I pray you guys have a great and amazing day. Thank you all for joining us, and we leave you as we came. Assalamu alaikum. Peace, healing, and light.